Hey guys, good morning. So this is Sunday, the 25th of November, and hope you guys having a good Sunday. It's a good day for me personally in terms of work's quiet. We only have half a run today, so it's a little bit quieter here for me as we get through this holiday season. But hoping today I'm going to share some goofy stuff with you. Nothing that's groundbreaking by any means, but maybe a little bit of levity and lightheartedness because this literally was how I spent the latter part of my Thanksgiving. To those of you that asked how was your Thanksgiving, and it's really sad that this obsessed me for so long, but I'll share it with you anyway. Before I get into that, though, a couple of things. One is if you're a sports fan, just an insane, one of the most insane football games ever took place yesterday. And no, not the Ohio State Michigan game that took place, but Texas A&M played LSU, and first of all, Texas A&M tied the game on the very last play of regulation, forced them to go to overtime. And in college, both teams get a crack at it. It's not the first one to score wins like the NFL. They went to 8 overtimes, or maybe 7 overtimes, I think it was. But if one team kicked the field goal, the other team kicked the field goal. If one team scored a touchdown and made the 2-point conversion, the next team did. If one scored a touchdown and didn't make it, 7 different times. The final score, I think, was like 74 to 72. So it's one of those games that'll kind of live in infamy. So if you're young, you'll remember that game if you saw any of it last night. In many years, it's pretty neat. And one of the things I notice as you get older is the memory of those games. You don't realize at the time it's just a game, but they stick with you 20, 30 years later. You can still recall the game, so it's kind of pretty neat with that in that regard. Um, so the first one isn't really the thing I'm going to talk about that obsessed me, but it did dawn on me last night in one of those goofy, quirky moments. We had heavy rains yesterday and wind. Something must have happened here at my warehouse that a door dislodged, came open, and so the alarm went off. Police were called. I had to run up here late last night to get that resolved. And in doing so, got a little hungry and picked up some tacos from the Taco Bell around the corner for the ride home. And I determined something for sure. If anybody wants to ever embarrass somebody, have you ever tried to eat a taco in the car while driving? It is nearly impossible to eat one of those things. First of all, just open them up, half the cheese falls all over the place the way they put it in there. But it's just impossible. So now when I woke up this morning, when I came to work early this morning, I opened my car door and there's, embarrassed to say, crap all over the chair, the seat, cheddar cheese and tomatoes and shells. And so I determined that I will never ever eat a taco in a car again because it's just physically impossible to do it without spilling. It's possible to eat it, but not to do it without spilling. But the other thing I want to share with you guys, and to this moment, it still bothers me, but I'll share my rationale with you, and I would love to get your feedback. So, I can't take credit for this. Apparently, there was some video on the internet, and one of my favorite shows I like to watch is Tosh.0 on Comedy Central. And Tosh.0, Daniel Tosh, had the two gentlemen on that created this video. But this goes back, to me, it's that chicken or the egg concept. And I'm going to share it with you to get your thoughts, because somebody has to be able to succinctly make this clear to me, because I can't, I don't have a clear, concise, black and white answer. So I'm holding in my hand a roll of paper towels, okay? Got a little tube inside, right? So the question was, or the debate began about, how many holes is that? Is that one hole, or is that two holes? Which one is it? And these two guys were, I don't know if they were related or not, but they were debating this whole thing. And it's actually a pretty neat debate when you think about it, because uh, as the deciding factor, Daniel Tosh went to Neil Tyson deGrasse, who was the most world-renowned astrophysicist out there right now, and he very matter of factly said one hole, and that makes some sense to some degree. But here's where the talking points come in. Here's where I got a beef with that if it's one hole, because if this was sealed down here, that would be one hole, right? Um, so that would be one hole. So to me, if you add this, how could it still be one hole? To me, that's two holes. But maybe I'm wrong. because here's another argument. So if I took a donut right now and asked you how many holes is in a donut, I would say one, and I think most people would say one hole. But all a donut is a scrunched up tube. So therefore, now I'm contradicting myself, because if you shrink this tube down to about that size, the size of a donut, and therefore I clearly think it's only got one hole. But to those people that say there's only one hole in a donut, let's go the reverse on it. Let's take that donut with one hole and expand it to the length of the paper towel holder. Now is it still one hole or two holes? And this was driving me crazy. It's still driving me crazy. I don't have an answer for this. So I know most of you right now thinking I'm a complete idiot, and you're probably right. But I'd like some dang clarification, because, as I said, the reason I got to think this is two holes is because if this was sealed down here, this would still have one hole. So if I'm going to say that this with two openings is one hole, then what is one opening? Half a hole? No, it's one hole. So this was a debate that went on. These guys did it a lot funnier than I ever did, but it really gave me pause to think, which is sad, because that occupied most of my Thanksgiving evening as I sat home after the kids went with their mom to her family's side for dinner. So someone's got to make this right to me. If this is one hole, if that's one hole, then what is that? That's still one hole. So this doesn't count, this cutout doesn't count as anything? And then conversely, if it's two holes, I'm arguing against myself now, as I said, if this is two holes to me, what's different about this versus a donut? To me, a donut only has one hole, but all it is a scrunched up one of these. So that will let you into the strange, bizarre world, which is my mind, which some of you, or most of you, if you're following this, have been watching for some time. But think about it, and get on the website, or get on the Facebook page, and someone help me understand this clearly. To you guys, it might be black and white. To me, it's surely not. So, thanks for following the old one hole or two hole debate. Love you all. Enjoy your Sunday. Like I said, things are going pretty well, and just trying to touch this book every day and get a little bit more done. Today I've got to finish up the day here in the office, and then I will be heading out, and I've got some things being moved into the house, and maybe get a chance to relax, and back at it again tomorrow morning. So, love you all. Thanks for following. Have a happy Sunday. I didn't get a chance to make it to church today. I could probably do it live streaming here shortly. I'm not sure if the kids are going to come up in time for that or not. So, but I know a lot of you are interested in my, my growth spiritually through this journey, and so I feel it's necessary for me to kind of keep you guys, updated on that too, because a lot of you care just because you care, not because you have any agenda or anything like that, and I appreciate that. So, thanks all for following me. The old one hole, two hole debates. I can argue either way, or I can't not rationalize. What's the word I want to say? I don't know what I want to say. I'm gonna head out now. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you later. Bye bye.